how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Gardening Cold Spring Harbor. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. And right over here behind me is just one of my established Limelight Hydrangeas. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you absolutely everything you need to know when it comes to planting, growing, and taking care of our Limelight Hydrangeas. So for those of you who will find this video to be useful, helpful, informative, show me that support by clicking thumbs up below. Leave your comment in the comment section below as well. Let me know, do you have Limelight Hydrangeas growing in your home garden? And for those of you looking for that online garden channel that offers tips, tricks, easy yet proven gardening advice to take your home garden to that next level, don't go anywhere, guys. Stick around. Start with clicking the subscribe button below. And if you want YouTube to notify you every time I'll upload a new gardening video, click the bell icon as well. Now let's get started. Let's talk about Limelight Hydrangeas. Limelight Hydrangea is a paniculata variety of a hydrangea. So what does that mean? I know that many of you have heard the term paniculata. Maybe you have seen it, but we're not sure what that meant. So if you hear or see the term paniculata when it comes to hydrangeas, that simply means that that hydrangea blooms on new growth versus old growth. Limelight hydrangea is also sometimes referred to as a tree hydrangea. When established and mature, it can and will reach a spread of 6 to 8 feet tall and 6 to 8 feet wide. And sometimes, if you take very good care of your Limelight Hydrangea, it will get to be much taller and much wider than 6 to 8 feet. So if you are planting or growing a Limelight Hydrangea, make sure you give enough spacing for this beauty to grow. Limelight Hydrangeas are very easy maintenance hydrangeas, guys, as opposed to some other hydrangea varieties. So right over here in front of my Limelight Hydrangea, I do have a different variety of a hydrangea which blooms on old wood. It is not blooming currently. It bloomed earlier in the summer season for us, and the blooms are now long gone. But however, if you are choosing a hydrangea variety that does bloom on old wood, and say the wood gets damaged in the winter or in the fall from wind or from rain or from landscaping, guess what, guys? Come summer, you will not get any blooms whatsoever due to this damage, versus a hydrangea variety such as Limelight that does only bloom on new wood. Limelight hydrangeas and hydrangeas in general do prefer to grow in acidic soil, guys. Once rooted and established, Limelight hydrangea is pretty drought tolerant. What it doesn't like is to have continuous soggy roots, as it will lead to root rot. So make sure that when you're planting your Limelight hydrangea, you choose the location with well draining soil. Limelight hydrangea will not tolerate growing in soggy, poor draining soil. Limelight hydrangeas are cold tolerant. They are hardy in zones 3 and all the way up through zone 8. Limelight hydrangeas prefer full sun to part shade. And when I say part shade, that's at least 4 to 6 hours of sunlight per day. But they will bloom better and have much larger, fuller blooms if you do plant it in a full sun location. And that's 8+ hours of direct sunlight per day. As I mentioned previously, Limelight hydrangeas are very low maintenance and drought tolerant once rooted and established. However, if you are starting to see any yellowing or browning leaves, and this is an example, again, this is just the plant that I purchased off of a clearance rack at my local garden center. So I'm still nursing this plant back to health prior to popping it into my home garden. However, these yellowing leaves over here is exactly what you're going to see if the plant that you have has been lacking watering, hydration, especially during the time when it needs and should be blooming, guys. So if you are depriving your hydrangea water, and again, this hydrangea is not rooted and it's not established. So this hydrangea, you could see over here, was getting ready to bloom. You could see the buds. However, the buds are much smaller. There's limited quantity of them. And the yellowing leaves, which is the exact indication that this plant was not getting enough watering at the garden center in which I purchased it. So now I'm nursing this baby back to health. I am watering it consistently, especially now during hot summer days. I'm checking the moisture content of the soil multiple times a day, and I water it accordingly to nurse this plant back to health. Now let's talk about planting our Limelight Hydrangea shrub. So when it comes to planting, guys, again, choose the site that gets either full sun or part sun majority of the day. Now, when it comes to digging a hole, make sure that the hole that you dig will be as deep as the sizing of the container in which your Limelight Hydrangea came in. However, when it comes to the width of that planting hole, make sure that the width is a bit more wide than the width of the container in which your hydrangea plant came in. And as I mentioned previously, Limelight hydrangeas do prefer neutral to acidic soil. So if you guys know that your soil is acidic in the gardening zone in which you live and planting your hydrangea, all you need to do is amend the hole with a fertilizer such as Biotone starter fertilizer by Spoma Organic. That is, again, if you know that your soil is already on the acidic side. However, if you know that your soil is more on the alkaline side, we do need to add a bit of acidity to that soil in order for our Limelight Hydrangea to grow and to thrive. So what I like to use is a Spoma Organic Polytone. So what does this do? It's a slow release fertilizer that does have more acidity to it than, say, your regular slow release fertilizer. So for those of you who need to add acidity to the soil where you're planting your hydrangea, remember, guys, you do need to amend that soil. And what I like to recommend, and what I personally use, is the Polytone slow release fertilizer by Spoma Organic. Limelight hydrangeas do prefer well draining soil in order to thrive. They do not like to have their roots waterlogged. So now, guys, for those of you who have heavy soil, or say the soil in your home garden is full of clay, what I recommend doing is amending your soil with gypsum prior to putting your hydrangea plant into the planting hole in your home garden. What gypsum does is that it breaks up the heavy soil and the clay. So it's an amendment to your soil. And I highly, highly recommend it, regardless of the variety or the company of gypsum. But it will help loosen up the soil and loosen up that clay content in your soil. Last but not least, guys, fertilization. I recommend fertilizing your hydrangea plant sometime late winter, early spring, just as our hydrangea plant is starting to wake up from the winter dormancy. And all you have to do is apply granular, slow release fertilizer to the soil surface around our hydrangea plant. And as the soil gets moist, whether you're watering it, whether Mother Nature is watering it, that fertilizer will absorb into the plant's root system. And slow release fertilizers are usually good for 3 to 6 months. Once established, Limelight Hydrangeas are fast growing. So roughly 2 to 3 feet of growth before flowering for you in the summer. Take a look over here, guys. This hydrangea, like I said, is in a full sun location. And look how huge and tall it is. This hydrangea is well over 8 feet in height and well over 8 feet in width. Look at these Limelight Hydrangea stunners, guys. I have quite a few of them. Look at their stunning color in the sunlight. It's a mix of lime, green, a bit of pink, and look, they're even drooping into my centerpiece Campagna pot over here. Look at this stunner. Each of these flowers are so heavy, so big. They're just drooping down. Look at this. Next to the potato vine plants, next to the elephant ears. Oh my goodness, these are more established, but still, look at all these blooms, guys. Look how happy they are. Look at this. Look at the blooms, guys. The mix of colors, the lime green, the yellow pigmentation, the pink. Look at this. Look how big and abundant each of these blooms are. Look at this. Stunning, stunning. And they all bloom on new growth, new wood. One of the main features of Limelight Hydrangea is the coloring of the blooms. Limelight Hydrangea starts off with these bright lime green colored blooms. Then as the flowers start to open up more and the growing season progresses, the blooms turn more white color. And as the growing season progresses even more, the color of the flowers start to change into this dusty pink pigmentations. So you will see 3 color changes when it comes to your Limelight Hydrangea blooms. Over here, I just wanted to show you an example of what your Limelight Hydrangeas blooms will essentially look like towards the end of the summer season. As we are about to enter the fall season, you could see that on this side, there is still some green pigmentation to the blooms. But on the upper portion of the blooms, you could see the dusty pink, beautiful coloring. And this change in color lets you know that this hydrangea is definitely in the late stage of its blooming cycle. And as you could see, some of the petals are starting to turn brown, which is absolutely normal as we are approaching the fall season. Some of you have been asking, how do you turn Limelight Hydrangea blue coloring, blue pigmentation? Guess what, guys? This hydrangea variety will never turn blue coloring. It will turn pink, but again, that is nothing that you have done wrong. That is its natural progression as the growing season goes on. So Limelight Hydrangea blooms will turn pink color as you approach late summer, beginning fall seasons. When it comes to pruning, you should prune your Limelight Hydrangea sometime late winter into early spring, just as the plant, as the shrub starts to wake up from its winter dormancy phase. And the ideal pruning recommendation is to cut off about 1/3 top of your plant or your shrub. No more than a third if you do not want to cause any damage to your plant. Third top is ideal pruning and healthy pruning when it comes to Limelight Hydrangeas. If you guys want an absolute showstopper, then what are you waiting for, guys? You can grow this beautiful hydrangea, the Limelight Hydrangea, as well. It is an absolute showstopper, a stunner, and just the perfect hydrangea to add to your home garden plant collection. This is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here on this beautiful summer day in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. In today's video, we spoke about all the facts, tips, and care advice when it comes to Limelight Hydrangea. We mentioned all of the important facts, planting instructions, caring instructions, and absolutely everything from A to Z that one needs to know when it comes to growing Limelight Hydrangeas in their own home garden. For those of you who enjoyed the content of this video, if you found this video to be useful, informative, helpful, show me that support, guys, by clicking thumbs up below. Leave your comment in the comment section below as well. Let me know, guys, do you have Limelight Hydrangeas growing in your home garden? If not yet, are you considering purchasing, planting, and growing a Limelight Hydrangea in your own home garden? If you guys haven't yet subscribed to my garden channel, Gardening Cold Spring Harbor, don't wait anymore, guys. Do so today. It's super easy. Go below this video and click the subscribe button below. And if you guys never want to miss any more of my upcoming gardening videos, click the bell icon as well. YouTube will notify you every time I'll upload a new gardening video. Be healthy, happy, stay well, and happy gardening, guys. And I'll see you again in my new upcoming gardening videos.